Hi guys, welcome back to Liming with Courtney. Today I'd like to talk to you about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 10, Episode 1. So this is the first time that I have watched an entire episode of Love and Hip Hop anything. I mean, like whether it's Atlanta, I think there's a New York, I don't know where the franchises are, but this is the first time that I have ever watched a complete episode. And you know what got me to watch it? The fact that Safaree is trending. Like, homeboy cannot be real. He can't be real. And I think that's where I want to start with this video. So I don't know a lot about Safaree and Erica Mena's relationship, save and except the fact that recently they have been posting on social media all sorts of negative things. So the episode starts out with the pandemic, and you see that things being shut down really put the test on persons' relationships, and unfortunately Erica and Safaree fell victim. So Safaree now, based on the comments I'm seeing online, when he was really interested in Erica and she wasn't so much interested in him, he worked really hard. He was dining her, spending time with her, satisfying all of her needs. And apparently now that she has his baby and he put a ring on it, it's like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna sit back, that's enough. And sadly that happens a lot in relationships, especially where the man is pursuing the woman. Because sometimes when the woman is not interested in the beginning, the man will wine and dine her, sweep her off her feet. And then when he gets her, it's just like, why you want me to do all these things for you? Why you expect so many things from me? Because that's what you showed me in the beginning, hombre. That's why we got together, because you made it seem like this was genuinely you, but clearly it was not. Anyway, and we know that Safaree had his first child with Erica, a sweet little girl. But now he's saying stuff like he didn't know basically being a dad and having a family would be this hard. And he even said that he doesn't want any more children. Now we all know from social media that Erica just gave birth to Safaree's second child, and she made a post that the baby is in the NICU, and Safaree allegedly has not seen the child since the child has been in the NICU. He's there living it up, la vida loca, in Miami for his birthday party, and it's just really, really sad. So episode 1 shows us the start of the breakdown of their relationship, and we know that Safaree and Erica have previously pulled publicity stunts, or allegedly pulled publicity stunts, but this time it seems a little bit too real, like there are no children involved. So if this were all for a TV show, I'd be very, 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 very disappointed. So anyway, we also see where Erica raises with Safaree the fact that he is putting their business on social media, but he is upset that she threw their wedding pictures in the bin, while he said on social media that marrying her was his biggest regret in life. Which is more important, an object or the words you utter about your wife? Like, how can Safaree think that they're on equal footing? Or at least for him, he thinks that throwing the photos in the bin is worse. Like you can create new photos, but you can't retract. As much as you try, you can't retract what you have placed on social media. Once it's on the internet, we know it's forever, right? But Safaree, in response, he tells her, Twitter isn't real life. These photos, they represent our real life. Yeah, but Safaree, the words that you wrote represent something that should have been real, and that's your marriage. And I'm so disappointed. Safaree is supposed to be a yardie. Well, maybe that's why. Anyway, I'm really disappointed in his behavior. Alright? And I'm just looking at my notes here because when we were talking, I had just been writing down things that were happening because it was just so much in their segment. So she had a sit down with him and they were discussing the fact that they're living in separate rooms. He's like, oh, I'm enjoying my little bachelor pad, in other words. He doesn't say those words, but that's exactly what he's basically hinting, that he has a bachelor pad. It's really a studio, but that's how he is. And she started crying when she was discussing the breakdown of the relationship. And then he called her dramatic. Listen, that is so painful to watch. It's not even funny. Even if he thinks that his wife is dramatic, that's your wife. You respect her, you comfort her. And if you feel that you no longer want to comfort her, stop wasting her time and move on from the relationship. It's absolutely disgusting the way that he treated her. And then she walked off, and then he's just like, oh, that's what you do all the time, you walk off. And sometimes men tend to do this. I know that women can be more emotional, so perhaps that's why. But when they see a woman showing her emotions, they say, oh, I'm brushing it to the side because this is what you do all the time. And then when a woman is silent, they say nothing, and the man says, what's wrong? And they're like, no, it's okay, I'm good. They say, oh, you never tell me what's wrong. So which do you prefer? Which you want? You want the woman who wears her emotions on her sleeve? Or you want the woman who bottles it all up? Because I'm telling you, the one who shows how she generally feels, that's the better woman for you. Because when a woman can bottle up her emotions, I'm telling you, she is plotting in her head. And whatever she decides to do will certainly take you by surprise. So, I can't hide my feelings. It's not just with a partner, like with friendships, family members. If you hurt me, even if I don't say it to you immediately, I have to tell you how you make me feel. I'm going to say it to you, and if I don't say it at first, you're going to see from my facial expressions that I'm not pleased. But anyway, and on top of that, I think Safaree gaslights Erica. He even says, he suggests to her that she needs to get therapy. And when she talks about him, he's like, I don't have a problem. You're the one who has a problem. You just get angry so easily. But are you looking at the roots of her anger? Are you looking at that? He's talking about, oh, she's changed since they got married. What could have possibly brought about that change? She's obviously feeling a disconnect from you, and simply saying to her, oh, you've changed, that doesn't help the relationship. So he really needs to wheel and come again. I think Safaree wants the idea of being married, but he still wants to live the married life. He still wants to live the bachelor life. That's my take on it. He likes me to say, oh, this is my wife Erica, this is our baby, because apparently he didn't want the second child with her. But this is Erica and this is my little baby. And he can just take her to events and have her on his arm. But when it comes to spending quality time, he may just get bored of that very easily. And I wonder what Nicki went through. That's Nicki Minaj. I know a lot of us felt sorry for Safaree because we just saw him as the backup guy, and may have felt that Nicki didn't give him the recognition that he deserved, but it may have been that he used to gaslight Nikki when they were behind closed doors. And the fact that they were together that long, and I don't have any information that he ever proposed to her. What I tell you? What I tell you? I'm not a fan of Mr. Petty, but Nikki seems to be happy. She seems to have what she wants. She was with Meek Mill for a long time as well, and there were allegations that he was emotionally abusive, and sometimes emotional abuse can be way worse than physical abuse because they try to attack your confidence and let you feel like you are of little worth. And if Nikki was able to rise from that, I congratulate her. Would I have preferred her to marry someone better? I'll just say someone better, yeah, because I think Nikki deserves better, but that's her life now. I mean, Erica also deserves better. She does. And I hope that she finally sees that. I hope he doesn't say, oh, let me stay in the relationship for the sake of the children. Girl, you ain't gonna be happy. Gwen Stefani left her marriage after 14 years. I don't remember. Well, Gavin Rossdale, yeah. And then she met Blake. And Gwen Stefani, like Erica, has 3 children. You'll find another Erica. Ladies, don't stay with men. If you're not happy, you will always find another. Okay? Alright. And then there's this lady by the name of Sierra. She has an establishment that obviously makes her a lot of money because she's balling. She drives a Bentley and whatever. Anyway, they weren't really focusing on her business, like work business. They were focusing on her other business, like man business. Alright, so here it is. Sarah was in an 8-year marriage when she was going through the divorce. She met BK. BK subsequently, well, obviously, proposed to her, and then a week after the very public proposal, she ended the relationship. 1 month after ending the relationship, or 2 months, I think he claims it's 1 month, but I don't know. She went to Dubai with her new guy Eric, and she says Eric is so much better. She said that BK put her to a holy bath stress. He had a lot of women. People will be calling her phone, talking about BK's escapades. BK denies all of this. He said he has never cheated on her. He alleges that Sierra cheated on him. And she's like, seriously? But sometimes people will do that. They will flip the script on you. Like, you talk to them about something they're doing to you, and they're like, oh no, that's what you've been doing to me. Really? Honestly. Anyway. But she made a good point. She's like, so why would you propose to a serial cheater? Like, that makes no sense. And I was like, yes, girl. He ain't got an answer for that. He doesn't have an answer. Anyway, so she met up with him to try and close the chapter. But before she met up with him, she said to her girlfriends that truth is, she still lurks through his page. And I'm thinking to myself, so what does her new boo think about that? And she also got the ring appraised. Like, she said she wanted to know the value and then talk about, oh, it's X amount of money and celebrating. I said, okay, he done right. But when she went to BK's store, I'm like, he makes that much money from that store? I don't know. And then she also alleges that BK was using her and people used to warn her about that. But I'm thinking, but if he bought you an expensive ring, I don't understand. Or was it that he bought it with your money but you don't want us to know? I'm trying to get the understanding about the, as Wendy would say, the usation. Okay? So I don't know. But anyway, it's just weird that she went to meet up with him. I mean, you don't need to close a chapter. Like I've done that before. Like ended something with a with a guy I was seeing, and then he called and said, "Can we just meet up for a drink and stuff?" And then I go and I feel guilty. Like why did I end things? And then they try to talk you up. Like, oh, you're not going to miss this. You're not going to miss this. And I'm just like, not gonna miss it. Why did I waste my time coming? I don't even want a drink or eat anything, but I'm just coming to say bye. You don't need to say bye. You don't need to. Like, any the relationship was bye, okay? But that was when I was so young ago. I would not be doing that now. So anyway, she didn't need to meet with him. She did not. So that was just a waste of time. But we get to see that he's really hurting. And he's hurting because she has publicly moved on. Because she said that every time he talks to her, he brings up Eric. Okay? And it was really embarrassing when she's like, let the relationship go. Like, move on emotionally from it. Oh my gosh, that was embarrassing. Anyway. We also see Yandy's activism. I like that. I see that she's, seeking justice for Breonna Taylor. Yeah, all day, every day, repping for Breonna Taylor. And I'm glad that she didn't sell it the way how Portia sold it. Like, it just hints of it was mentioned. Like, we learned that she was arrested. Yandy was arrested when she was marching about arresting the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. But then when we saw it with Portia, it's just like, my grandfather used to do activism, so that's so close to home. It was just like me. This is what I want to show, that I am so much better now. And it just didn't come across as sincere with Portia. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about when I say Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But with Yandy, it feels genuine, and she talked about how the justice system had affected her family, like it broke her family apart, and she believes that she went through that for a greater purpose. So I like Yandy. I don't know much about her. I know her man was in prison for 4 years. Mendeeses or something like that. I think that's his name. Apologies if it's the wrong name I called. Yeah, but they seem to have a cute little unit going on. And then we saw also Scrappy and Safaree's bromance. They went to the gym. So funny, the gym was very empty. But I said, okay. Any other persons going to the gym at that time. And Safaree just seemed like, yikes. He says some lame things. Even Scrappy was like, okay, talking about oats. Like, she threw out your oats. Alright. That's what Safaree was thinking. Scrappy was thinking. So, Safaree? Okay. Where's the swag, dude? Where's the swag? And we also saw this young lady. I have to read her name because I really don't know her. I'm not in that age group anymore. I think I've aged out. I don't know who these people are. Like, genuinely. So we had the coverage of young baby Tate. She says she's a singer, rapper, whatever other things. And she's finally getting her big break. And her mom was, is a Grammy award-winning artist. And to me, young baby Tate looks a lot like Remy Ma. Like, I think she's the spitting image of Remy Ma. The wigs are the same as well. So, anyway, she did a performance for South by Southwest. Why am I having a list? she did a performance for South by Southwest, and even though she was obviously lip syncing, I thought she sounded nice on the record. And her outfit was cute, like a little flapper dress. It was cute. I liked it. You know, she did her thing. So I guess my niece can teach me about her songs if she knows them. I don't know. I don't know these young rappers. I don't know. I'm old school, you know. And yeah, so we see what is to come in episode 2. Homegirl Spice is on it, talking about the fact that she has to sing X-rated lyrics, that because that's just her persona as a performer. I don't know if that part is stages, but I'm looking forward to watching that episode and also following the lives of all the persons I mentioned in this video. But it was nice. It was a good little episode. I wasn't bored. I was not bored. I don't know if this is the biggest like franchise for the love and hip hop industry, but it was good. And I've never been to Atlanta. I've always wanted to visit Atlanta. Every time I see these shows, I'm like, yeah, Atlanta seems really nice, you know. But I don't know, maybe one day I'll go and see if it's really the way they portray it in Real Housewives and in Love and Hip Hop and other shows. I think Christy's No Best is in Atlanta too. Whatever. But anyway, it was really good. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I will definitely try and do one for episode 2. And hopefully it will be one where I actually enjoy the episode, like this one. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. And do not, my darlings, forget to share. Until next time, bye.